DeCamara. What is this weekend about? Couple things. Of course, Sixers in action. They got to wait a little bit longer for the Flyers. Olympics will be over soon, so Flyers soon, but not yet. Sixers this weekend. We'll see if Joel can climb back in there. Olympics obviously winding down. We'll find out what happens with the men's hockey. Interesting, Rhea said Sidney Crosby's going to miss that semifinal game. Phils have their first game of spring training tomorrow. Double birthday for Sixers royalty, Charles Barkley today, and a happy 76th birthday to the ultimate 76er. That would be Dr. J. Dr. J's birthday on Sunday. And also a lot of college basketball action, both locally and nationally. And that includes a big matchup tomorrow at the Wells Fargo Center. Villanova and UConn, Big East style, getting it on. And let's talk to Nova's head coach. First time joining us on the program, and we're very happy to have the first-year head coach of the Villanova Wildcats. They have been on a roll. And we welcome Kevin Willard here to WIP. Kevin, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Kevin, it's our pleasure.
Coach.
Thank you so much for doing it, and congrats on, you guys 21-5. Obviously, UConn, we'll get to them in a moment, but congrats on the run you guys have been on. Terrific season so far. I got to imagine, and I'm sure you're pushing and pushing and pushing because you want more, but I got to imagine you're pretty happy so far with how things have gone.
Yeah, I am. We got a great group of guys that, love being in the gym, love working. I think, your first year at a job, you really want to make sure you lay down what you want your culture to be, how you want to play, and this group has really done a phenomenal job on every aspect of that.
What's it been like for you acclimating not just to Villanova, but also Philadelphia? What's that experience been like for you?
Yeah, I really haven't had a chance to acclimate. I got the job in April, and we had to sign 13 guys.
Jeez.
So it's kind of I'm just now kind of starting to really enjoy the area. I love Philadelphia. I love downtown Philly. I've actually spent a lot of time down there just walking around. The people. It's a sports crazy town, which I love. Growing up in New York and having being a Knicks guy growing up, now to be in Philadelphia and have all these great teams, it's really fun to be part of that.
So you've had some success with the 6-game streak now. What's the secret to getting young men to buy in today?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that we've had to kind of just go through, and I've had to be patient, is we're really young. I got a freshman point guard, a freshman power forward. I got a sophomore 2-guard. We only start one senior, so I think for me it's just been letting them kind of get acclimated to not only college basketball but the Big East Conference play.
Sure.
And I think our young guys have done a really good job of just kind of figuring out how physical the league is and how you have to play every night to win a game.
How often do you have a chance to interact with Jay Wright, and has he been a resource?
Yeah, Jay's awesome. Jay's around all the time. He comes to practice. He's at every game. Obviously, I've known Jay from all my days back at Seton Hall, and to have a Hall of Famer around to give advice or when he sees something that he thinks maybe we could be doing, I take it and I love it. And obviously, this is Villanova is his home, and what he built here is unbelievable. So I'm just trying to make sure that we keep doing what he was doing.
Yeah, Villanova's Kevin Willard with us right now. All right, so Kevin, big game tomorrow. National TV, you get the big arena, of course. You're off campus, you're downtown, and it's versus 5th-ranked UConn. They won the title 2 years ago. They've been on a roll for a number of years. Tell us about this matchup, and obviously you're trying to get the W, but a great game it should be.
Yeah, we're excited. This is I know Nova Nation is going to show up tomorrow, and Danny Hurley has done a phenomenal job at UConn. He's got players that match his intensity, his toughness. They got one of the best freshmen in the country in Braylon Mullins who can shoot the lights out. But I think the key of their team is Silas Demery, the point guard. He's a big guard that can get in the lane. He kind of sets up their team. They can shoot it really well. They got Terrace Reed down low they can get a bucket at any time. I just think Danny's done a great job of finding guys that want to play the way he wants to coach.
Kevin, if I could, just one correction. I don't think George Patton could match the intensity of Danny Hurley.
So no, I think that's why he fits UConn so well. If you look at all the history, and UConn's always been a fiery, tough, hard-nosed players, and I just think he fits it perfect.
Yeah, now he's an incredible coach. Do you ever, I mean, look, you're in the battle yourself. You're doing your thing. You're doing your intense thing. Do you ever, even if you don't show it, have a chuckle internally when he does what he does sometimes and when he says what he says? I mean, does it ever almost amuse you?
Well, the funny thing about Danny is, the public sees him on the sideline, but he's actually a super chill guy off the court. He's actually one of the nicest guys to sit down and have a beer with or just chill out. He's got a great sense of humor. But yeah, I think I've been chuckling a lot about a lot of coaches. We've had some funny press conferences over the last couple weeks. I don't know what everyone's been drinking lately, but it seems like college coaches are off their rockers for some reason.
So true. All right, so Kevin, obviously this one, you don't want to look too far ahead, but what's, from your experience, and you certainly got more than your share, what's the key to getting a team ready for March? Because, of course, it's not too far around the corner. What's the key to kind of land the plane in the regular season and be ready for March Madness?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, going from, obviously, the Big East tournament, which is by far the best college basketball tournament there is, with that electricity and that excitement, and then kind of flipping your switch and getting ready for a totally different experience in the NCAA tournament where the game is called much different. It's called much tighter, so you have to kind of almost flip the switch and go back to almost like non-conference thought process where in Big East play, it's rebounding is a war, and you can grab, you can shove, and it's a great way to play basketball. But in the NCAA tournament, it's a little bit more about resetting yourself and getting refocused on just as the fact that the game's going to be called much differently. And if you can adjust to that early, you can have success.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, absolute best of luck both tomorrow and in the coming weeks. Again, tomorrow, well, I keep saying Wells Fargo. What is it, Ray? Xfinity Mobile? Xfinity Mobile Arena. Xfinity Mobile. 21-5 Villanova versus 24-2 UConn, fifth-ranked team in the nation. Obviously a tremendous matchup. Kevin, let me just speak from the heart for a moment. We're all hoping not only, well, I shouldn't say we all are. I am. Some people don't root for Villanova locally. I certainly do. But we're hoping for a revival, I'll say, of Big Five college hoops and just more and more and more great college hoop stuff because, so many of us grew up on it and want the very best for college basketball in general. And, Kevin, we thank you for being a big part of the show and hoping for great stuff for you up ahead. Although Temple listeners right now might disagree. I'm just saying.
It's all right. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.
Man. Good luck tomorrow. Thanks, Kevin. All right, there he is.
I'm
Kevin
a Temple
Willard.
grad, and I stopped having trouble because Jay was just too nice.
Yeah.
I couldn't hate them anymore. Yeah. So, and this guy, Kevin, he's a great talker.
That was great.
But I just want college basketball to be huge again in this area.
And my fear, Rhea, is that it'll never be as big as it was.
I don't think so, but it's got to be better.
I hope so.
I mean, I'm thrilled with how quickly he turned that around,
Oh,
and clearly
impressive.
he had to bring everybody in.
Yeah.
But it's been great, and Danny Hurley is hysterical to watch.
He's probably the most entertaining coach to watch in any sport. He is a nut.
I think both he and Bobby coached together at one time.
Okay, I don't know, but okay.
And that was insane. But it's really funny if Bobby's in the stands sometimes watching him because it's just a riot.
Anyway, good catching up with Kevin Willard. Good luck to Villanova tomorrow. Hopefully, one of the other teams makes a tournament run, meaning their conference tournament, to fight their way into the NCAA March Madness. Obviously, it looks like Villanova should get there. Hoping others do as well. We certainly need more.